and this is Verne Marshall taking a stand in statewide graft. I will be portraying the role of Verne Marshall.
I will be portraying the role of Edward O'Connor along with the newsboy and J. Leroy Farmer.
And I will be playing the roles of Max Duckworth along with a young Iowa journalist.
J. Leroy Farmer, the owner of a canning factory in downtown Cedar Rapids, Iowa, sold illegal booze and liquor during the United States Prohibition era in the 1930s. In his basement, he mixed up many illegal concoctions that left no visitor thirsty when they left. He also owned illegal gambling machines and punch boards, which were all prohibited during this time period.
I, J. Leroy Farmer, put seals I got from the head of the liquor commission on my booze to make it look legal. A raid by the coppers on December 12, 1934 ended that. When the truth got out, I begged the police not to release it to the public.
But the police didn't listen. Farmer then later denied selling any liquor and said,
"It was just a little setup to entertain my friends."
This discovery by the police did intrigue the public, though.
And it caught the attention of the local Iowa journalist at the Cedar Rapids Gazette.
Verne Marshall. Verne Marshall, looked all over, leaving no stone unturned, interviewing countless authorities and citizens, until my investigation and curiosity led me all the way to an unlikely place, Sioux City. And this is where my story begins. The year is 1934, and Edward O'Connor was found intoxicated in a clip joint, or a nightclub in the suburbs of Sioux City. I wouldn't go as far as to say he was an alcoholic, but let's just say he had a nasty little habit of overdrinking and got drunk many times.
Another round, wouldn't you?
Edward O'Connor got so drunk that night that the police had to drag him out of the bar. It was the first and last time O'Connor was caught drinking in public. He never set foot in that bar again, or any bar for the time being. When the public saw this, they were surprised that their attorney general was drinking, but they got over it. Everyone makes mistakes, even O'Connor, so he just went back to his normal job. But a close eye was kept on O'Connor, as no one did completely trust him anymore. Sioux City sure is a rowdy town. Local law enforcement is negligent on its best days. Local residents are casual about this, as they seemingly don't really care.
Extra, read all about it. One registered journalist board and game threats Sioux City as a bootlegger's paradise.
And every night, more waves of criminals come through the city to get another drink. They come from all over the Midwest, the bastards. But I don't care. They can do what they want, and they can get away with it.
Well, I'll be damned. The Woodbury County Attorney, Mr. Max Duckworth.
May I ask who you are?
Sorry, I'm Verne Marshall, the editor of the Cedar Rapids Gazette. You may have heard of me.
No. Nice to meet you. What brings you here to Sioux City?
Oh yes, that does bring me to why I really came here. I'd like to ask you a few questions about some illegal activity.
No, by all means, Mr. Marshall, fire away.
For the record, let's document the time. It is 5 p.m. First off, this illegal activity concerns alcohol prohibition not being followed at all in places more than just here in Sioux City. So let's talk about what part you play in this. How are you involved in this alcohol and corruption?
Sioux City is a large, spread out town. It is impossible to enforce all the many laws we have here. I do my best in the name of justice.
Did you play a part in the drink sales?
I didn't. Verne's questioning went on for hours and hours on end. His questions were straightforward and blunt, trying to get the answer he wanted. I thought I'd never crack though until earlier that morning. Verne's questioning finally paid off.
Time log! It is 1:30 a.m. Now, I'll ask you again. Are you playing a part in the drink sales?
No, I'm not.
Are you getting paid to do this? To not tell any copper about this illegal activity?
I told you my answer. No.
How much are they paying you? I heard you get paid $1,200 a month.
That's a lie. It's only $300 a month.
Who's paying you this? You must realize this is still a hefty amount, especially during these times.
Being paid by Jim Control, the Sioux City Council, so that they can keep up their sales of illegal liquor. Yeah.
Where does this graft lead? Is the whole state as bad as here?
I know that Joe Gagan serves as a link for the great crime. Nothing much else.
How large of a scale are we talking about? The whole state?
Come to think of it, yes, the graft is, as of now, statewide.
Are you willing to make a deal with me? I've decided that I'm going to fight for the statewide graft in front of the Sioux City grand jury. I'm willing to not testify to indict you, if you're willing to say that you were paid by Jim Pontrall to ignore corruption.
Deal.
After his recent discovery of statewide graft, Marshall got to work. He worked countless hours opposed to letting the Gazette readers know what was really going on in their state.
He put all of the information he collected in our interview, and he wrote an article.
Oh, what did he say again? Oh, yes. That's where it says Joe Gagan, statewide Joe, Tween O'Connor, statewide, and done! Finally!
Extra, read all about it. Verne Marshall writes, Joe Gagan, a statewide go-between, has been exposed.
Mr. Marshall.
Hello?
I think the work you're doing to expose graft is real swell.
Oh?
Yeah, my buddies at home feel the same way.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad people have begun to appreciate my work.
And after a long, hard day at work, Marshall returned home to his wife and kids. At home, he was a completely different person. He was kind and respectful to his family.
Hello, honey, I'm home.
And amongst all this, as Marshall gained more and more people who liked him, he gained more that didn't. Some people didn't like what he was saying or thought he was lying to get attention. Some didn't like him so much that they even sent him death threats.
I won't stop my reporting. You can threaten to kill me, but no way will I stop standing up for the people and doing what's right. I continue writing exposés from my sources in Sioux City and my other investigating in all of Iowa.
He wrote about the corrupt state officials that he found out about in Iowa and wrote another article.
I worked hard to expose many state officials, police officers in Sioux City, and even Max Duckworth.
But, we made a deal. How can this be?
I said I wouldn't mention your name in court. I never said I wouldn't mention my articles.
When the public saw these articles Marshall had written about Max Duckworth, they didn't like that the man interpreting all the laws being followed in Sioux City was corrupt too.
And my articles worked. The public was with me and they loved what I was doing. They loved how I was trying to make their state better and safer for them as citizens.
Now the public is furious with me, and everyone wanted to have me fired. More and more articles are being published about how I am not to be trusted. One night the hate got so strong that I finally gave up and resigned from my job as Woodbury County Attorney. All because of that one reporter from the Cedar Rapids Gazette.
As for Duckworth, the people were happy he was out of his job, but he was only one corrupt state official out there out of many that needed to be taken care of.
One of those next corrupt state officials to be taken care of was Verne Marshall, who was also being paid lots of money to look the other way when corruption was happening in his state.
I found out as much as I could about O'Connor, and I wrote one last article to push O'Connor out of office.
God damn it! The twit!
Because of this, Sioux City officials put O'Connor on trial for his use of illegal alcohol.
The trial was a whopping 7 weeks long that dragged from the cold months of November and December, but at the end it was declared a mistrial. The vote was 10-2, but it had to be unanimous.
Due to the mistrial, the case was pushed on to the state grand jury, where they simply let O'Connor leave with no charges held against him, all because the government did not want to get into the details and money of a second trial.
He wasn't the only one to be put on trial. He, along with 49 other state officials, were put on trial for their involvement in Iowa corruption.
All because of I, Verne Marshall, who saw the hint of something wrong and dug deeper, till it was piled high in hate. And there were drunks everywhere in a time where drinking was illegal. It was hard work, taking on the challenge of correcting government wrongdoing.
He took a stand for the people.
The press.
And for the good of Iowa.
He is
Verne Marshall.
Well, there's a book reading about Verne Marshall at Nubo in Cedar Rapids, and so we went to that and we found out we liked the local topic, and so decided to pursue it.
Okay. I'd like to add on to that. It was a book by Jerry Harrington. He's a local author, and he wrote about Verne Marshall. The title of the book was Verne Marshall, a Crusading Iowa Journalist. It was at the CSPS Hall, and that kind of sparked the flame for us to do this topic, because that book had lots of information in it for us.
And how do you think it fits into the theme this year?
Well, I think he took a stand, Verne Marshall took a stand, mainly because of how many death threats he got. He faced many death threats, but he didn't stop after he faced those death threats. He kept reporting, he kept doing his work, and he eventually won a Pulitzer Prize for his work. The Gazette, Cedar Rapids Gazette, won a Pulitzer Prize for their work in Verne Marshall investigating the point.
Okay, great. Thank you.